Okay guys, so I'm going over the drill here. This is a review of what we've been doing with polynomials. Last class you were given zeros of a polynomial, so you had to write the equation using FOIL and multiplication. So let's take a look here. Remember, if these are the zeros in factored form, they go in opposite. Okay? Now you can't really do the opposite of 0, so you could just put plus 0. But even so, to be honest guys, don't even put that. Why don't you just put x? And I like to put the x in front. So you don't have to put the plus 0. Now what you do have to do correctly is FOIL or box or whatever you want to call it. Distribute, multiply. So I always recommend the distributive property first. X squared minus 5x. Then you need to FOIL or multiply this across here. So I'll do the box for those that are box fans. Takes up a little more space, but it does help organize it. And then we multiply it out. So x times x squared is x to the third. X times negative 5x is negative 5x squared. 2 times x squared is 2x squared. And that's going to make negative 10x. And remember, diagonally, if it was FOIL, it'd be the two inside terms. You add these together, so our answer is x to the third minus 3x squared, because when you add them together, it doesn't change the exponent, minus 10x. So there's my polynomial. And look, instant check. This has a degree of 3. 3 zeros. Okay? So let's try number 2 here, where it looks like we have one real 0 and then imaginary roots. Now notice I said roots because don't forget that these come in pairs. So really, right away, okay, you can put your zeros into factored form, opposite, but it doesn't matter with the 2i. We're going to do x minus 2i and x plus 2i. They're never going to give both sets. You have to make sure to remember that imaginary numbers come in pairs. They're always at instant double root. So always, if you have to write a polynomial in standard form and you have imaginary roots involved, start with the imaginary roots. Okay, so I'm going to FOIL this. X times x is x squared. X times 2i is plus 2ix. Don't overthink it. Negative 2i times x is negative 2ix. And then negative 2i times positive 2i is negative 4i squared. So you can see these two in the middle are supposed to cancel out. And then that leaves you with x squared minus 4i squared. And we've talked about this. You have to change the I squared to a negative 1. So then that leaves you with x squared plus 4. So what you're going to do from there is take this now and multiply it with the x plus 3. So always take care of the i's first. So now over here, I'm going to do x plus 3 times x squared plus 4. Now I'm going to FOIL this since I used box on the last problem. But again, it doesn't matter. Do what you prefer. So x times x squared is x to the third. X times 4x, or x times 4 is 4x. 3 times x squared is 3x squared. And 3 times 4 is 12. Now, in this rare case, there's nothing I can add together. I can't simplify because I don't have any like terms. So just make sure you write it in standard form with the highest exponent first. So you can see it's a degree of 3. Next highest, and then here. Okay, so just make sure you are able to FOIL, and don't forget that the i's come in pairs, and you should be just fine. Watch your negatives and positives. So, and last but not least, we were doing the end behavior, folks. Again, all you have to do is pick out the degree. This is an even degree of 4. The positive LC. So even positive is up and up, meaning, remember this notation never changes. On the left side of the graph, y is going up. And if you don't have to draw the line under it, I just want to show you that that's the only thing that changes. And on the right side of the graph, y is also going up. And there you go. Okay, and let's try B here. Okay, this is odd, positive, because the LC is positive. So again, that means on the right side of the graph it's going up, on the left side it's going down. So we could just write that in notation form. By now, guys, this should be second nature. You had some extra review last class. You need to make sure you have it ready. Quiz is coming up soon. Just on the vocabulary here. And there you go. So today we're going to be doing graphs of them. You have to be able to factor. The next video, okay, is going to be based on the notes. Follow along with me, and then you'll have a chance to practice. If you get confused about anything, then use Nest, and I'll be in tomorrow.